Good afternoon, folks. We are back in the studio above the clouds. I was up here earlier today. You would know that perhaps, but was working on some monsters and whatnot and doing some glazing and did the bowl, couple bowls. But I'm going to jump in now and work on this cauldron that got pretty messed up, really. Got pretty messed up in the bisque fire. You can see a little part of the crossbones fell off. This busted off on the bottom. It wasn't dry enough, pardon me, and it busted off, and it got some glaze on it from a top shelf. This all busted. This was from my glove that I used, so it got all over it. The lid's not too bad. But it got some stuff on it. So we're going to work with it anyway. Even though it's all busted up, I'm still going to play around with it and work with it. Because like I said in the other video, I like to kind of pretend that it's somebody's piece that they worked really hard on, because I worked hard on this. And let's see what we can do to salvage it. Let's see what we can do to bring it back and turn it into something cool, even though some unfortunate things happened. And I think we can. So what I'm going to do is, I've been thinking about what to do with this. I think I'm going to do like a deep purple on the inside. And then I'm going to take that, I think a deep purple on the inside and then black on the outside. But I'm going to bring that purple to this so that it's also comes to where it's damaged, so that I highlight the damage. And I even talked about that in the other video. A lot of times, rather than to try to hide damage, man, I'm going to draw your eye to it. Like, let's not even try to hide it. And so that's what I think I'm going to do there, so that this becomes the deep purple that's the inside. And then I'm going to do this white. I'll try to stick this back with some of the transparent gloss glaze, the clear brushing glaze, and do this all white. I'll probably even highlight the break with some black. And then we'll move on to messing with this and make it all really fit with that color scheme nicely also. So we'll play around with that and see how it goes. But I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. And this is actually washed. So this is the cleanest it would get, given what happened to it. I could take a sandpaper to it. And that's definitely something that you could do. If this was yours, if you wanted to take the time to take some sandpaper and really clean it up and then rinse it really well, that might even be something that I would recommend. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to start with the purple inside. I was looking around to see if there was something else I wanted to use, but I am just going to use this underglaze purple again, pansy purple. I'd like it to be a little bit deeper, darker than this, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to do a layer of this black, this jet black underneath. Pardon me. And then do the purple on top of it, because I want it to be really deep. I don't want a soft purple, which is what the cat's going to be. I used purple in it as well. But I want this to be a deep, dark purple, like purple velvet or something. So we'll start with that after I get a drink of my tea, because for some reason my throat is doing its thing. I did go over and get the dogs out and got food. I cooked lentils, yay. All right, here we go. But now we're back at it. This is probably not a big enough brush. Take an unnecessary amount of time. Oh my gosh. Unnecessary. Oh my gosh. What else happened over at the house? Oh, yeah. I guess other stuff did happen over at the house. I took a look at a version of an edited version from the publisher of chapter 7 of book 2 of The Storykeeper's Daughter. So that was cool, and sent it back over with very minimal changes. They did a really good job of it. There was very, very little that I saw that I wanted changed. So that was book 2. And then they're working on the website right now. It's not updated yet. Hopefully later today, I think actually I should have an update. Maybe this week. Maybe. Hopefully this week. The website will be ready to go live. That would be really, really cool. That would be neato. Because right now it's just the one, me, whatever. Me. But yeah, it was nice to see the book. Because I haven't actually, not out of sight, out of mind by any means. But I hadn't read it since I turned it in. And so it's always cool to get a chapter and get it marked up, and to not see too many markups. So that's always cool whenever it's not like covered in red. That's nice. Just an ego boost, if nothing else. Like, yay. It's not completely covered in red. It shouldn't be at this point, but still, that is always nice. And then going through it and reading it, it was a fun read, and that's always nice when you're like, okay, all right, this is not too catastrophic. So that was, chapter 7. And at this stage, I can't even remember how many there are. I don't know, 10? 10? I don't even, 10 in epilogue. Because I always got to hit you with the 1-2 punch at the very end. I think, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't even remember. Because I haven't read it since I turned it into the publisher. My goodness, I'm so sorry, and I should turn the other way. I'm turning the way I normally turn whenever I'm talking to somebody, but you all are on that side. That's where the microphone is. How rude. How rude. I'm sorry. And I fed the dogs dinner, and as usual, they acted like they'd been starving their whole lives. Starving dogs. Poor starving dogs. Nothing starves around me. Me, sometimes. I'm hungry sometimes. Starve would be a gross exaggeration. All right, go ahead. So everything stays together. I'm actually going to do the bottom here more than I normally would because I want the entire floor to be glazed. Splotchy, splotchy, splotchy. Nice. Okay. And now I'm going to go over all of that after that dries. Very important. With purple. But I did say I was going to make the whole outside black, so I guess while I'm waiting for that to dry, I could just go over all of this with black. Question is, do I want that black? I don't really. Let's see if I can use this black. I think this is going to be more what I want for the outside, at least around the rim. Thicker. Drying out is what it's doing. It's older, it's drying out. Need to add something to it that'll actually have a substance. I forget what it's called now, of course. But that'll help. Get this back a little bit more in liquid form, a little less. Almost a gel right now. Not really, but close. But I can use it like this. This is fine. The way I'm using it will actually be kind of nice. Much better. Something else to get around that. I'll come back to it. Great black that is. I'm just filling in all the holes, all the spaces with the glazes. And I'm spreading it pretty thin, even though it's very dark. Because it is so dark. That lip comes out a bit more right there. Just thinking I should go turn on some music, and then of course immediately I'm cool because I've got a song playing in my head now. I don't need music. Life of a showgirl now. I really briefly took, well, not really briefly, but it really briefly in Northern Virginia took singing lessons. And my voice is not made to sing. Not made to sing. It wants to, but it is not made to. I was in choir in middle school. That was just an elective. That was super fun. And who didn't love Miss Smack? All right, I'm gonna have to switch. I'm not gonna get close enough to them bones, them bones. This. Tell you what I will do though. How do I want to grab this that makes sense? Oh, that felt wet. Let's try this. Okay, that gave me the line I needed. Now we go smaller, not that one. Gosh, that's awfully small. Shot. Getting a little dry and gummy. All right, I need to stick this little guy on. This may not work, but it may. So we're gonna try it. It could. Oh, danger, danger, danger. All right, we'll let that chill for just a minute. Un momento. And we're gonna make that, I think we'll make that red. That, not black. Go with that. Take some red underglaze. This is absolutely insane. Sticking it over here. I'm using the thickest, almost feeling like it's dried up. Gooey. Sticky right. The crack is. Schmeary, schmeary. Stretchy, stretchy. All right, that's going to stay on. This is going to help with it. I'm going to give the weird bloody spot on the bone a minute to dry. And while that's happening, I'm going to move back to the inside. Actually, that's still quite wet, so I'm not going to move back to the inside because it's not ready yet. But what I will do is move to the lid, and I need to decide what I'm going to make, what color I'm going to make that little lip in there that the lid sits on. So I need to decide what that's going to be. And if it's going to be the dark black or if I'm going to make it really pop with like a yellow or a teal, because that was the other thing I was thinking of, or the red, like if I'm going to make it that bright red, which would be another option to do. But while I'm thinking about that, I'm just going to go ahead and use the black and do the eyeballs on this guy. Well, eyes. Lack of eyes. Sockets. Nostril cavity, nasal cavity, not nostril, and place where mouth would be. A little messy, but I can clean that up with a wet cloth, damp cloth. Got the damps. I think that's Poro. Got the dents. I can't do French very well. Tried to put my foot up on the bottom rung on this stool, and I missed just now. That was that little moment of glitch you just saw. All right. Appropriately freaky. Like the inside of that nose. There we go. It stopped too soon. The black. That's better. Now it looks like you're truly staring into the void. Much better. I'm thinking teal. I like the teal. I don't know though. But I'm digging on the teal. I used it for something else, and I feel like it's going to be a really cool color, and it could really pow against all of this. Pow, Spice Weasel. So what did I do with it? There it is, blue green. They just call it blue green. I call it teal. Look at that. Do it as the lid and then do it as this. I think that will be neat. And then the deep purple on the inside. Nice colors going on. And of course the red on the bone. And then the bone I'll do white, but I want to wait till everything else dries really well. Still pretty wet. There we go. Just trying to get the bottom. I was not reaching it. Oh, hell. Oh, well. There's a big old red chunk here. Yeah. It'll probably work better anyway. All right, so don't do that again. Smacking them around. Basically, this one needs to dry again. And then I need to paint the bones, them bones, to make it strong enough. And then I can jump in and do the purple and all of that good stuff. That needs to dry really well again. Story of my life. Dry, dry, dry. All right, so let's get this very gently moved. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's good. So let's just move you over here to the table with everybody else. The gang. Just chilling. Everybody's getting dry over here. Do we have anybody that looks dry, good, ready to rock? Oh, cat face kind of does. Actually, cat face looks real dry and looking good. And really doesn't really look like it's going to need another layer unless I want the eyes to look different. But I think this is pretty good. So now it really is just a matter of getting a coat of the clear coat on it. I am going to get another, I think I got a new jar of the clear coat over here to open. Just so I don't use that super thick stuff again. because it's better at this point for binding than it necessarily is for clear coat. Although I can use it. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Ooh, it's really cold though. This may be better off using what I've got. This was in the closet. Nah, it might be okay. It is quite cold. I'm kind of surprised how cold it is in that closet. Shake, shake, shake. You're really nice to dip for this, but all I have is brushing at this point. And the only reason it would be nice to dip for this is because I'm lazy. And it would be nice to be done with it really quickly. And the way to be done with it really quickly is to dip. But brushing is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. And I have perfectly good results with it. But dipping is just bop, bop. I think you're somewhat less likely to introduce foreign objects into it, dipping. But again, that probably just depends on where you are. If you're in a dusty environment, you're going to potentially introduce foreign objects to it. So, and you could certainly introduce some sort of pattern or something to it this way, but you just got to keep moving the brush around so that you don't do that. Keep brushing. But it would be nice to just have a big bucket and just dip this sucker in it. But we don't quite produce at that quantity. Make sure nice even coating. Maybe about the ears now, and I am going to just coat the whole thing in this evenly, just the whole thing. And I know it's so weird. We were watching the Great Pottery Showdown last night, and at the end they do this beautiful piece, and it was what was the challenge? It was a vase. Oh, it was a posy, essentially. So it was a vase, and then they had to do a flower display in it as well, a posy display. And so they do the vase, and then they do the flower display. And Jesse comes over and is watching the end of it. And of course, at the very end, they have done all of this work and all of this glazing, and then they dip the whole thing in a clear glaze at the very end, and it all gets covered in this white clear glaze. And Jesse doesn't really do pottery or glazing or any of that, but he's watching that with me, and he was like, "What have they done? It's all white." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. It's wild, isn't it? The chemistry and kind of what happens." I was like, "That's going to just turn into a glaze, and that's just going to cover it all." And it's like the green that covers mine, but then it hit me. I don't know that he's seen the green on this, but yeah, this will turn into a clear, shiny glaze. And that's what this does. It just becomes a clear, shiny glaze that'll protect the clay. And so, like, if you just wanted a terracotta like this cup or bowl, and you just wanted it to be terracotta, But you can't have just a terracotta cup because, of course, the terracotta is going to soak up whatever liquid you put into it. Well, you could have a terracotta cup that looks like this, that's covered in just a clear glaze, and the clear glaze is going to protect, going to let the natural cup come through, the natural clay, but protect it from whatever liquids, whatever substances you put in it, which is pretty cool. And the stuff I'm using is, in particular, a gloss. It's super glossy, so it gives it a shine in addition to the protective layer, the glaze layer. And I would like to get some. I only have right now the gloss, which tends to be what I want to use. I tend to want to use gloss, which is why that's what I have. But I'd like to get some eventually that doesn't have the gloss, because every now and then you do want the non-glossy, or the juxtaposition of the two, or something like that. So it would be kind of neat to have both choices, options. But that is why you want to cover all of it, is because it's going to protect the clay body from liquids, wear and tear. Not that the next firing is not going to pretty substantially do that also. I am taking this all the way down, which is danger, danger, Will Robinson. But again, I got a plan. I know I'm going to put it on stilts. I'm going to raise it off the kiln floor. I know how thick I'm putting it on, but I normally do not want things glazed all the way to the bottom because of the possibility of kiln shelf damage. Computer's making noise. I'm unaccustomed to such things. Oh, wow, it's making all kinds of noise. I'm going to have to turn off the sounds here. Yowza. It's bad whenever I lose my phone, which happens, I don't know, once a day. Luckily, it's just at the house, but still happens once a day. But I almost always have the sound off. So it's not like, hey, somebody call my phone. I don't like to hear the sounds. I don't want the ringer on. I will look at my phone when I want to look at my phone. I'm definitely one of those people. It's a useful communication device, but I look at it when I want to look at it. So audio is very rarely on it. That does mean that when I lose it, it's very much the blind leading the blind, as they say. No idea where it is. Don't have Find My Phone or anything on it because I don't have, the house doesn't have that set up. So yeah. I gotta just be able to find my phone. Okay, that looks even-ish. It's a bit splotchalicious. I think we'll deal. Still has some good personality. Yep. And you really can't tell anything about it anymore. But I can't get to it because I didn't set it on anything, and the whole bloody thing is wet A little bit more in that ear. It's looking a little sad. So is that one, actually, now that I mention it. Let's do both ears. All right, put this with its little friends to dry again, and then I'll decide if it needs any more, but right now it's just green cat. Green cat. All right, green cat. Hang out with your friends. And let's bring over the monster. All right, old monster is, make sure he doesn't get set on any of that. Oh, he's not on any of it. Looking pretty good. I don't think I'm going to do another layer. Question is, actually, I do think I'm going to do a little bit. Let's put this. Do I want to put that in there? I don't. You know what I'm going to do? Put that right there. And this right here. Put right off to the side. Pull this little guy up here. And then let's pull this little black over here. And you know, I'd rather actually have this black. All right, and we're going to just go in and add the slightest bit. Not even anything terribly serious. But I think I just want to add a little. Oh, Jesse's home. Shadow. Someone is unloading a truck in the driveway, but I'm going to guess it was Jesse. And the dogs are losing their minds. Pupils are always nice. Nostrils. I like nostrils. Most things have pupils and nostrils. A little shadow there. And it's really how much more I want to do. A little shadow there. A little bit here. A little between the toe action. Like that. There we go. Just the slightest bit. Okay, I like that. Now that needs to dry a little bit more. But you, my little dragon friend, can come over, and you are nice and thick, but we must be oh so gentle with you because you have a broken neck. So the only part of this dragon I'm really particularly concerned about handling with kid gloves, so to speak, is the neck that was already broken and put back together with a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. We'll see what we can do here with it. But I want to be very careful of how I approach it. I feel like I'm being stared at by this little dragon. In a nice way. He's a nice dragon. He's cool. He's fine. He's hopeful. I'm a hopeful little buddy. Here's hope. You survive the fire. But it is a hot, hot fire. And I want everybody to be prepared for the idea that he might not. He might not. Oh, I hear feet coming up the stairs. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'm recording, so you know.
Okay, I will.
Oh, you're ridiculous. Oh, the dogs are taking off. They have taken off. It looks like it's trying to take off. Speaking of taking off, some of this green on the top of this. Oh, yes, it is. Well, that's unfortunate. It's trying to take some of the... Huh. I don't know why it's doing that, because it is totally dry, but it is trying to take some of our underglaze with it. There they are. Oh, the dogs, the dogs. Huh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It is taking underglaze with it. So let's see if I can take this.
Support the artist.
Support the arts. Oh my God. Don't jump on me. 'Cause I have stuff on my hands. It's not good for you. Hi, guys. I love you. I do. You know I do. Shadow, what are you doing? What are you doing? Here, come on. Oh, you're so good you won't even jump. I know. I love you. You're so good.
Everybody saw me and then took off the wrong direction.
Go get her.
Oh, there she is.
Ladybug.
Ladybug.
She's stubborn.
Did you forget how to get up here?
Stubborn Chihuahua.
Ladybug.
Are these surprising words? Stubborn Chihuahua.
Come on. Are you staying?
Up. Are you staying with me, Shadow? She's back at the door. Shadow will hang with me. Shadow's a good girl. She has some stranger danger. She's really the only one of the dogs. Well, no. Oh, Ladybug, the Chihuahua, can be a little... Oh, speak of the devil, and she will appear. Chihuahua! Chihuahua! Hey, baby. Wow! Jumpy jumps. Hey, babe. She can be a little stranger dangery, too. She's a barker and a little standoffish, at first, at least. But Shadow is standoffish, and she's definitely, I talked earlier I can't even remember if it was, I think it was the other video that Sophie is aggressively friendly. Oh, okay. We're all coming in. Where's Sophie? Oh, okay. So Sophie's not here. I was talking about the dogs and their various personalities. And that Shadow is a little bit on the stranger danger side. But sweet and a good dog. And she listens really well. And she's always loved me. Huh. Yeah, this is really, this green is coming off with the glaze, the glaze covering. I don't know why.
Layers.
Yeah. Should not be coming off. So I'll try some on the wings now. But unfortunate. I think I got it to work well enough. This one's just going to be an overall adventure.
Okay.
Full on adventure. There we go. Oh man, it's coming off still. Oh well, we're just gonna, I'm just rolling with it.
More.
Rolling. Keep the dog. When in doubt, more. Not usually the answer with clay and glaze, unfortunately. Not usually the answer. Mwah. Now, if he had said more and it had been glitter, I could have gone with that. I mean, that usually is the answer when glitter is involved. Just slam it on there. More glitter. All right, we'll do. God, the eyeball. Eyeball. There we go. Hope for the best. Eyeball. And then that green really bothered me. It was the only one that came off with the with this glaze. The only one. Really weird. Unfortunate. But I think it's going to work out, and it's going to be a cool kind of texture and stuff on the dragon. We'll see. Anyway, again, I'm just trying to think positive. Think positive. Did they all left? Oh, they did all leave, all the doggos. Not the best time for them to be up here. Glaze is not great. Although none of it's going to be down on the ground. Not the best thing. Here, dog collars beeping. It sounds like Jesse's still trying to get them together. Oh, that actually smeared some of the other green into the teal. It's all right. I'm trying to get some of the splotchiness worked out, but I think I just smeared some of the green. Green. All right, we're just going to go with this. And I've done it again. Oops. I did it again. There we go. Hit that. Did not need to do that. Get up underneath the wing. Sorry, not showing. Realize. Have it up over my head at this point. Up over the head. There we go. All righty. Is there anything that I see that I've missed? No, I think at this moment it just needs to dry. And then I'll be able to see. Actually, I see something I missed right there. Wait. Wings. Really well. All right, I think we're good. All right, I'm going to put them over with the rest of their dudes here. Doodly. Let's see if I can wrap anybody else up. Nope. Jesse's coming back up.
The last Buggus is right there.
Oh, the Buggus. Okay, she came back. He. All right. Come on, Buggus. Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Officially, the Buggus.
Okay, Buggus is with me. Oh, she's following you. She's hilarious.
No.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Elevator service here, Buggus.
The Chihuahua. Oh my God. I hear the little feet. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're going to be bored. You hate it up here. You hate it up here. It bores you to tears up here. Why are you here? You don't like it. You don't. You get bored to tears. Why are you here? I don't even know what you're thinking. She hates it up here. She's going to demand to go back to the house here in like a minute and 2 seconds, tops. Oh my God. I don't even know why she wants in this room. You're a dork. You're a dork. Are you even going to let me glaze the monster? Or am I just going to have to, do I just need to stop now and just walk you home? She's such a monster. Speaking of monsters, ridiculous monster. She's like, Mommy, you've been at this for an hour. You should take a break and walk me home. I think I'm going to glaze the monster, though. He's a ridiculous creature. Because this is only going to take moments. Is there anything else? This is really just one fail swoop of glaze. Like, that's it. Just, there's nothing special about this. One fail swoop. So here we go. Can you wait till I do this one? It has dried enough because that black didn't need too much. And then if you'll let me do this. Oh, she's standing at the door staring at it. If I make her wait too long, she'll start to bark. And or she'll start to bite my feet and pull on my shoes. Because that's who she is. And she came that way. I didn't make her that way. I would like to say that. She literally came like that. I'm assuming she was born that way. Because she's always been that way. and food motivated. Whew. Never seen a little dog as food motivated as this little dog. And not like unfriendly at all. Not an unfriendly Chihuahua. She's a barker. Ugh, she's a barker. But not, yeah, luckily not an unfriendly Chihuahua. She's a pretty nice girl. She gets along with people. She gets along with other dogs. She's got to talk about it for a little while. She's got to tell you about it. Introduce herself and let you know about things and stuff. But she's nice. And very playful. She's fun. She is fun. And grew up with, she's got a pit bull mix, Georgia, the one that's in the books with her, for a big sister. She's got the poodle mix, Sophie, who's actually smaller than her now. She's 10 pounds as a big sister. And then she's got the hound dog mix, Shadow, who was over here a little while ago as a big sister. And Shadow has boundaries. Georgia doesn't really have boundaries. Georgia doesn't really care about anything. You can walk on Georgia. Georgia just doesn't. Georgia does not care. Georgia is probably the friendliest dog you'll ever, with boundaries also. I mean, every dog has a place where friendly stops, but George is a pretty darn friendly dog. She's a cool dog. But Shadow's got boundaries. Shadow we're pretty sure, we weren't right there at the time, but we're pretty sure Shadow's the reason that Ladybug only has one eye. Shadow has boundaries. But she's a good girl. She's good with other people. She's good with other dogs. I mean, she just walks away. Shadow walks away. That's her boundary. She walks away. She goes off and goes by herself. If she wants to disengage, she disengages. The problem is when something else does not respect her boundaries. And when she disengages and goes away and is like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. Thank you. When something else does not respect that is when Shadow has a problem. And Ladybug had a real problem respecting that when she still has a real problem respecting that. Shadow's just learned to tolerate it better, I think, honestly. I don't think Ladybug has actually learned to be any better about it at this point. I don't think Ladybug learned anything. Nothing. Other than how to function with one eye. Ladybug, you are pathetic. She's sitting at the front door staring at it. You chose this. Now I choose something else. She does not like it up here. She's never liked it up here. She thinks it's boring. Even when the other dogs are up here, she just thinks it's boring. She gets bored. Unless the front door is open, and then she'll sit out on the porch because it's a really cool view. And she can tolerate that. That's about the only thing she likes about it. Otherwise, this is just not a space that Ladybug gets. She does not understand why I choose to spend time here. I used to have my office for work up here. Well, I guess that wasn't whenever we had her. Actually, it's not. That was with Jitterbug, her namesake. He passed away. All right, I do believe we have a decent layer everywhere I want it. Maybe not. Yeah, I think so. He's just green. Mean green fighting machine. All right, so there's another one done. This one I can actually pick up because his feet aren't wet. I'm not going all the way down to the bottom of the feet, and he'll have a nice shine to him. So I'm going to put him over. And the cauldron actually is still not dry. It's still wet. Yeah, right in the corners still. So I need to give it a little bit longer. And the dipping stuff has to get prepped. And Ladybug is looking at me like some sort of pathetic little creature. So I'm going to wash my hands and take her home. And when I get back over here, I think the cauldron will be ready to rock and roll. But that was another good push, another about not quite hour and a half push to get some stuff done. And hopefully, hopefully by tomorrow I can get some stuff ready, and maybe not by tomorrow morning, but maybe by tomorrow afternoon, have some stuff ready to rock and get the kiln firing. That would be really, really cool. And then be able to pull some stuff out and show the fired pieces. All right, y'all, I'm going to end it here and talk to everybody later. Have a wonderful evening.